So students, in this lecture, we will discuss that what is an innate immunity. So before going into detail of innate immunity, you must know that what is immunity. Immunity is ability of an organism to resist a particular infection or toxin. This immunity is because of the action of the antibodies, or you can say that this immunity is because of the sensitized white blood cells or the leukocytes. So you can divide or categorize immunity into two main categories or two main divisions: innate immunity and the adaptive immunity. In this lecture, we will discuss that what is innate immunity. Innate means already present in you. So it is also known as natural immunity or the native immunity. It is actually the first line of defense against the external agents. So you can say that this is non-specific and antigen independent immunity. This is the immunity, this is the defense mechanism which responds immediately because it's our first line of defense and within minutes or hours of meeting an antigen. So this innate immunity has different features. These features are the natural barriers like your skin and the mucosa. The secretions that your body produce will definitely provide a defense mechanism to your body. You must remember that in this type of immunity, there is lack of memory. There will be no memory cells to memorize that, okay, we were previously exposed to that particular antigen and now we have to produce that particular antibody. No, there is no formation of any memory. So now what are the components of this innate immunity? There are different components of innate immunity. The first one is the anatomical barriers, that is your skin, your mucosa, your, or you can say your mucous membrane, the epithelial cell layers. Definitely epithelial cells are tightly united to one another, that is they may provide you the immunity or the resistance against the foreign agents so that they may not enter in your body. So the mucous layers over the respiratory and gastrointestinal and genitourinary tracts are also the part of the innate immunity. So whenever there is entry of any foreign substance, for example, if you inhale any foreign substance, what will happen? The mucosal layer will get contaminated. Then your epithelial cilia will try to eradicate or discard this foreign agent. So now what are the other features of this immunity? Physiological barriers like your body temperature, body pH, the chemical mediators which are produced as a result of exposure to an antigen or the foreign substance. Then you have different phagocytic cells in your body like neutrophils, which are the first line of defense against the external agents. You have the macrophages, which are the angry cells of your body. You have dendritic cells, natural killer cells. You have innate lymphoid cells. So all the cells that release cytokines, inflammatory mediators are actually the part of this immunity. Then you have the inflammatory barriers. If in the inflammation process, this whole inflammation process will definitely try to protect your body against the external agents. So you have inflammation related serum proteins, you have C-reactive protein that can protect you, you have lectins, you have cell receptors that can sense the organism that will produce an action against that organism. For example, in your body, you have the toll-like receptors which will sense the microorganisms. Now, in this inflammatory response, I have discussed that the most important is C-reactive protein. C-reactive protein is the protein that will definitely protect you and is released from the liver as a result of inflammation. This is mediated of innate immunity. What this will do, this reactive protein will bind to microbial polysaccharides. You know, the microorganisms, are composed of the polysaccharides. These CRPs or the C-reactive proteins will bind to the polysaccharide of the microorganisms, and then they will lead these microorganisms towards the phagocytic cells. So this was all about the innate immunity, to which you also call as adaptive as the natural immunity. So this is the immunity which is basically comprised of the different barriers of your body. This is the immunity which involves the neutrophils. This is the immunity which involves the macrophages.